When those who should walk together begin to pull in opposite directions, the whole caravan risks falling apart. Breaking political news from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, where Governor Sim Fubara has taken a dramatic action that significantly escalates his ongoing political clash with Senator Nyesom Wike, a former governor and powerful political figure in the state. On Monday, Governor Fubara dissolved the entire Rivers State cabinet, directing all commissioners to hand over their duties immediately to permanent secretaries. This move marks another turning point in the prolonged political war that has fractured the state's leadership and raised questions about governance stability. In this video, we will walk you through what happened in Rivers State, the context of the political feud between Nyesom Wike and Sim Fubara, the implications of dissolving the cabinet, and why this matter goes beyond state politics to affect governance and political accountability in Nigeria. If you value clear, factual reporting on political developments impacting Nigerians, like this video and subscribe to Arise News for verified analysis without sensationalism. To understand the significance of this latest decision, it's important to revisit the broader political dynamics at play. Rivers State has been at the center of an intense political fallout since Governor Fubara assumed office in May 2023. Initially elected under the umbrella of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), with strong backing from Nyesom Wike, a political heavyweight in the South-South region, Fubara's relationship with his mentor deteriorated sharply within months of taking office. What began as governance disagreements has since evolved into a public and sometimes bitter political feud. The cabinet dissolution represents a broad reconfiguration of state executive power. Commissioners, who usually oversee ministries such as education, health, works, and finance, have been asked to immediately hand over their functions to permanent secretaries, career civil servants who typically manage administrative continuity. This move effectively removes political actors from executive roles, leaving technocrats to run ministries on an interim basis until further notice. Government sources indicate this was a directive issued without prior warning. Governor Fubara's action comes amidst growing tensions within the Rivers State chapter of the PDP. Political analysts say the move could be interpreted as an attempt by Fubara to consolidate control of the executive arm and distance his administration from perceived influence by Wike loyalties. Over the past 2 years, accusations of interference, contrasting leadership styles, and disputes over appointments have characterized the Wike-Fubara rift. Critics argue that these tensions have distracted from governance priorities and created an atmosphere of instability within the state government. Supporters of Fubara, however, view the dissolution of the cabinet as a bold step towards resetting governance. They argue it allows the governor to refresh his team, address performance issues, and appoint commissioners who fully align with his development agenda. By directing permanent secretaries to take over immediately, Fubara ensures continuity in public services while he restructures the political leadership of ministries. The appointment of new aides, including a new chief press secretary shortly after the cabinet dissolution, suggests that the governor is moving quickly to reshape his inner circle. Communications specialists say this allows Fubara to control the narrative and reassure the public that essential services will continue uninterrupted, even as political realignments take place behind the scenes. For his part, Senator Nyesom Wike has not been silent in the face of this political shift. Though he resigned as Minister of the Federal Capital Territory in 2023, Wike remains one of the most influential politicians in the South-South, and his footprint in Rivers State politics remains large. Observers note that neither side has publicly disclosed all the specifics of their disagreements, but insiders suggest clashing ambitions, strategic differences, and struggles over authority have been core issues. The broader public reaction in Rivers State and beyond has been mixed. Some residents view the dissolution as a normal aspect of democratic politics, a governor asserting his mandate and realigning his executive team. Others express concern that political squabbles have overshadowed governance, especially in areas where service delivery and infrastructure needs remain pressing. It's also important to consider how this episode fits within Nigeria's larger pattern of intra-party conflicts. Across states and within major parties like the PDP and APC, disagreements between governors and powerful party elders or kingmakers have periodically erupted into public feuds.
These disputes often strain party cohesion, distract from policy priorities, and raise questions about internal party democracy and accountability. Legal and constitutional frameworks in Nigeria allow governors to appoint and remove commissioners at their discretion, and cabinet reshuffles are not unusual. However, dissolving an entire cabinet in the midst of a politically charged feud magnifies the symbolic weight of the action. Commission chairmanships are not just administrative roles, they are also political appointments that reflect alliances, influence, and balance of power within party structures. Dissolving the cabinet also places pressure on the PDP's leadership at both state and national levels to navigate the crisis and prevent further fragmentation. If internal disputes within the ruling party become entrenched, it could affect electoral prospects and governance plans leading up to the 2027 general elections. Political parties thrive on unity and discipline, two elements that can be strained when senior figures openly disagree over direction and leadership. From an administrative standpoint, handing over responsibilities to permanent secretaries will keep ministries running for now, but permanent secretaries do not set policy, they implement decisions. This means key decisions on government programs, budgets, and political initiatives could experience a temporary slowdown until new commissioners are confirmed. So what happens next?
Governor Fubara could proceed to appoint a new cabinet composed of allies more loyal to his vision. Alternatively, political negotiations may take place behind the scenes involving party elders, national leadership, and even federal stakeholders to reconcile differences between Fubara and Wike. If reconciliation efforts fail, the PDP may face further internal fractures, with implications for political stability in Rivers State and the broader coalition politics of Nigeria's South-South region. One question Nigerians should reflect on and respond to in the comments is this: can a governor rebuild functional governance while navigating deep political feuds? Or does political infighting inevitably divert attention from public service delivery? As we close, remember this: a tree divided by storms cannot shelter the weary. Political unity is not just an internal party matter. It affects citizens' everyday lives, from roads and schools to health facilities and job opportunities. Subscribe to Arise News for continued balanced coverage of this developing political story, because governance must be reported, even when politics gets loud.